Hi, it's me, Joyce. I'm going to be showing you how to varnish today, and you're only going to see my hands, okay? Too much trouble getting it back into focus. Okay, so you're going to take your painting, your finished painting, you're going to sign it first. You want to sign it, and then you're going to find a surface that you can spray on, and usually I'll just get like a drop cloth of some sort. Then you're going to find something like this. You know, I call it a riser, and these are just little containers that are top throwaways. And then you're going to slide it under your piece, like so. And you want to hide it all the way underneath, okay? I already have sliders underneath there, so imagine it hiding on you. Okay, so you want to hide it so it's hitting right about here, not overlapping, because you don't want the varnish to hit it. Okay, so then you're going to get, I'm going to send you a handout and showing you the products that I've used. I've used Golden's archival varnish. You want to start with a gloss. Always start with a gloss. The gloss creates a wonderful clear beginnings. So you can always take it to another, if you want satin or matte, they have those too. So you start with the spray, and we're going to end with this varnish here, which is it's a polyurethane varnish, okay? And here we go. Now, with the spray, I got this really cool little handle thing. See that little handle? Awesome, right? It's from Home Depot, and you just clamp it on. Make sure your nozzle, you see the spray, so it doesn't hit any sides of that, and then we begin. Okay, and just like so. And you're going to be about 9 inches away. You want to be about 9 inches away, and just give an even pass, going in both directions. Okay, even pass, even pass. Easy breezy, just like that. Now, what you're gonna see have happen with your pigments is that, and don't forget the sides. We want to remember the sides. The varnish, the first couple coats of varnish, you're going to see a difference how the pigment accepts the varnish. No worries, because eventually it all evens out, okay? Okay, so for the sake of this video, I am going to bring in the stunt double. Dun, da, da, da. Here it comes. And stunt double is right here. It has been sprayed and it has dried, okay? So once you've sprayed, you want to make sure that it's nice and dry, nice dry surface. Now, in between layers, I always suggest to use a tack cloth. Wipe, 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 and there you have it. Okay, now, traditionally, the way most, varnishes, like they'll pour it in, and you can pour it into a container, okay? You can pour it in there, and it says to put 1 to 4, 1 part water, 4 parts varnish, mix, but then you have to mix it slowly so there's no bubbles. I suggest for my canvases to use it as is and not dilute it. Maybe there's someday I'll figure out why 1 to 4 is a great thing, and why just using it directly. I suspect that it's because there's more water and it's heavier. It just makes it a little bit heavier onto your canvas. So I just like using it straight. Now you can pour it into a container such as this, and you can take your sponge brush and then apply it, okay? I suggest another way. I suggest you get a sponge. Okay, that's also, I didn't talk about it. I use these sponge brushes. It has a nice little wedge to it, So it, and I don't even press that hard. I just lay my varnish down, and I gently glide it along until it's evenly distributed. Okay, and here we go. Okay, so there we go. It's coming, you know, I poured it on, and now I'm giving it even distribution. Why do I do it this way? Because if I start at the top and start painting on the varnish, by the time I get to the bottom, the top is dry. What I like to do and on this first pass is actually distribute it. And then once it's all distributed, you go in one direction, then you go in another direction, okay? And don't forget about the sides, okay? This is a smaller painting, and I believe it's 12 by 16. So it's, you know, it's easy to do this coverage, but if you're painting a larger painting, it takes a little longer. So I'm happy that it's smaller. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. And then all the way around, all the way around, all the way around. Okay, so don't forget, one direction, 1, 2, starting to dry on me, 3, okay, and then you can go another direction, okay? So that's it for varnishing. And you're probably wondering how many layers. Your painting will dictate how many layers. Your own, you know, whatever you like. If you want it, I like giving it at least 6 to 7 layers. But you have to let it dry, thoroughly dry, okay? So that's it for now. Good luck, and I will be sending you more information about this, the handouts, and also I'm going to send another handout showing you how I frame my pieces, okay? So that's it. Good luck, and I'll talk to you later.
Let's just start adding in the first bit of colour. Now it looks a bit harsh at the moment, but it's all going to soften when I start to paint over it. So I think now I'm just going to add some water and start softening this down while I'll be painting back into it later. So immediately you can see that the pen line's just kind of starting to disappear and just become a soft tone, which is really nice. When you start drawing with the pens, quite often you think, kind of can start to panic thinking that it's a bit too strong, but if they're water soluble, you can always soften them down. Already now that's softened, you can see some of the form starting to come, that the flower starts to look as though it's going down in the centre. So the next step, I'm going to start adding some quite intense colour around the edge of the flower to start lifting it out from the background. So this is where the tape, it really helps having the tape around the edge, just to kind of keep a border on it. And I quite like it when all the colours run together. So it's kind of the contrast between these very strong colours and the very pale colours of the flower that I really love, and it will lift the flower out from the background. Okay, I think that will do. So I'm now just going to soften some of the edges here. This will help some of the colours to blend together. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry. Right, the painting's dried now, and as you can see, all those colours that were so strong before are now much more muted that it's dried. So I'm quite happy with the background, and I like the fact that here I've got sharp edges on the part of the flower that's nearest to us, and these petals here that are farther away have got a softened edge, so that's pushing them to the background. So I'm now going to work on this area in the centre of the flower, and I'm just using a fine liner, but I'm being quite controlled with what I'm adding here. I'm now going to soften that just with some clean water. And I'm now going to add a little bit of the purple of the background into that, but only a tiny bit. It's just quite small flower. Okay, and I'm now going to pick up some of the green from the background and introduce that as well. Okay, so I'm now going to let that dry too. I just added some tones in here, just a little bit of the blue, bringing some of the colours of the background into the petals. Now I'm just going to use water-soluble pen and just work a little bit on the centre here, on the stamens. I think that will do.